Ew! What is up? What is happening? Hope everybody's doing well. So, I thought we'd do some gameplay today. We pulled Symbiote Supreme out of a feature Grandmaster Crystal, like 2 of them. It was crazy. Never done that before, and it'll probably never happen again. But I wanted to do some gameplay. It's been a while. I went on holiday, so I wasn't able to get around to making this video. But, let's get into it. I don't know his character that well, so I think today's going to be kind of be a learning experience for everybody. So let's get into some synergies first. Begin the fight with 1 bar of power. That's got to be good. What else we got? Special 2 effect trigger through block. That doesn't seem very useful, does it? Each time a stagger duration expires, it has a 25% chance to reapply itself. Ooh, I like that. Okay. Okay, so he's kind of like Doctor Strange in that he rotates through 3 kind of stages. And so we'll start with his passive. He gains 100% less power from attacking and blocking and being struck, so he doesn't gain power that way. But gains 16.5% of the max power every 9 seconds. So I assume he rotates through those stages every 9 seconds and gains power. A little coffee, you know what I'm saying? So then we have genetic potential. Each time a buff or stagger effect on the opponent ends, gain 25 genetic potential. So we've got this kind of scaling 0 to 100 genetic potential. Gain an additional 50 genetic potential if a buff ends due to a nullify or stagger effect. Okay, so get a pretty good chunk if you nullify. And what do these do? So Symbiote Supreme can manifest 3 different genetic blessings. Every 15 seconds he switches to the next in the following order. That's weird. So like he gains power every 9 seconds, but then he switches these genetic blessings every 15 seconds. So you got these 3, you got Cunning, Shadow, and Fangs. Each time a blessing triggers, 100% of the genetic potential is consumed to gain up to 100% of a bar power. Okay, so you're essentially gaining power every 9 seconds, and then theoretically every 15 seconds. So it's like increments, so you're going to go 9 seconds, and then 6 seconds. You're going to be gaining power. Okay, so these are the 3 different phases. This is the first one. Basically 100% chance when this blessing is triggered to immediately nullify all buffs off the opponent. I wonder if that applies right at the beginning. Because that's going to be the first one. Does he nullify all the effects at the beginning? Okay, so 781 direct damage is passively dealt to the opponent for each buff nullified. So that's about 50% of our base attack. Okay. Based on genetic potential. So I guess that might scale as you get higher, as your genetic potential goes up to 100. While active, gain 5% chance to place a stagger passive on the opponent lasting 10 seconds on each basic attack. Critical hits increase the chance to 50%. Okay, so very low chance if you don't crit, but then decent chance if you crit to place a stagger. Okay, Null Shadow. 100% chance when the blessing is triggered to gain a protection buff, preventing Symbiote Supreme from taking more than 15% of his max health per hit, lasting 10 seconds. The protection threshold is reduced by 50% if the opponent has an active buff. Okay, so that's pretty cool. When he has passive, but it doesn't, I don't know if that applies to specials. That would be the important thing. Like getting hit, yeah, you don't want to take that much damage, that's fine. You slip up under Null Shadow, I guess you've got a little bit of got some lining there. So if they have a buff on them, then you only take 7.5%. Okay, so then you've got this pretty serious armor rating. And you get a 40% chance to perfect block. So I assume if you're running perfect block in your masteries, you can extend the parry timer. But I don't run any stuff in perfect block. So you could do like 7-hit combos. But, you know, whatever. So while active, gain a 15% chance to place a stagger passive on the opponent lasting 10 seconds. Each time Symbiote Supreme is struck or blocks the opponent. Well times blocks increase the chance. So if you parry while this up, you get it. You get a guaranteed stagger. Okay. Set's Fangs. This was the big one, I think. 100% chance when the blessing is triggered to gain a fury buff, increasing attack by 1,233. So that's about 100%. 100% chance to cause a bleed on every hit, dealing up to 1,000 direct damage based on genetic potential, lasting 8 seconds. Decently long bleed. Each hit of a special attack gains 50% chance to place a stagger passive on the opponent, lasting 10 seconds. Cool. Okay, special attack 1. 100% chance to nullify 1 buff and you gain genetic potential. You can switch to the next blessing. So I guess if you did like Power Start 1, like with Mordo, you could like switch to the second one, I guess. Huh. Okay. So special attack 2. While you have the first one up, you have 100% chance to steal 15% of the opponent's max power. That's pretty good. That's really good. While Null's Shadow is active, each hit has a 100% chance to place a weakness debuff on the opponent, reducing their attack by 33%. Okay, so it seems like with that second one, like if you had like a bunch of genetic potential and you use the L2, you could like tank an L3 probably. Okay. While Set's Fangs is active, each hit has a 100% chance to place an armor break debuff on the opponent, reducing their armor by 2,000. That's a pretty strong armor break. So I guess if you had a nice rotation of doing like you went L3. Wow. Yeah, I mean there's some cool things you could do with this guy, but some of it seems a little impractical. 100% chance to reset the genetic blessing timer and activate all 3 genetic blessings. Okay. So this is what I've seen done where like you wait till you have the Fury thing, the Fury buff, and then you use your special attack 3. Okay. So what I'm gathering from this guy is that he is pretty buff reliant. So if he can make other people, if he can like stagger buffs, he can gain a lot of power and kind of like rotate through these L3s. You want to do the L2 with the first one because you'll gain power. Yeah. One thing I feel like he's missing right off the bat is a regen mechanic. He would be super useful if he had a regen mechanic. Okay. Okay, so we had to get a poison immune, but we can still use him against Luke Cage. You're going to kind of see, you know, I can't bleed him, so yeah, we're just going to see how this goes. I'm still kind of new to this guy, so I'm not like super good at it. Oh, this will be interesting. I want to see if it nullifies his... It doesn't nullify as indestructible. Okay. So you can see I'm gaining power really quickly though. So I'm already at the L3. Of course I got intercepted. That was pretty cool. Ooh, I shouldn't have used that. I should have waited. Shoot. Okay, you live and learn. That was, I just screwed that up. That wasn't the right thing to do. God, I fucked this fight up really badly. Okay, well. As you can see, we're doing some decent damage, though. Okay, now is the right time to throw this. Man, he's kind of hard to keep track of. That was pretty decent damage, I think. Whoa! Yeah, that was really good damage. Did you see that? Damn, all those buffs and you throw in L3? That was like 20k. Okay, so we're going to keep demoing this guy right here. We haven't really been, because there's all these buffs that he's nullifying, we're not even getting a chance to use any L2s because you just gain power so quickly, which is pretty cool. He's really well designed for this path. So as you can see, we're just doing direct damage every time we nullify one of those bad boys. We've already got 100 genetic potential, so we should we'll gain a full power bar pretty soon. See, and then we're already, oh, whoa. Oh, that's right, I totally spaced, like, you don't gain power. So I was like ready to gain, to gain that little bit of power after your, okay. So if I could, so there are those bleeds. Can I get, come on. I gotta throw it. Live the Fury up. So I think it doubles down on that. I guess I'm gonna rotate out of it though. When you have to manage power, because you want to play really aggressively with this guy, but when you have to, whoa. I guess when you get to an L3, they're just dead. So yeah, really good with Resistor. He might be the best for Resistor. Okay, so as you can see there, you do crazy damage with, as you can see there, you do crazy damage when they have a ton of buffs. I think another cool example is to do this fight. There's a Medusa right here who's super gnarly. What I want to build, actually, how do we feel about this? Is there an armor? I think because we need a little parry stuff. Whatever, who cares? When they have a ton of buffs like Resistor, all you need to do is throw an L3, and then you're going to do like 20k damage or something like that. But this game doesn't really have that many. It has some Resistor paths, but there are a ton of champs who are really good at Resistor paths. I feel like that's almost kind of a gimme. So we can go here for this Medusa and see what we can do here. Basically, we want to throw our L3 while she's got living strands, but has low power, so we can go in and be really aggressive. That's kind of the key with him. So we got one of those thingies up that got rid of her. Living strands. Okay, we want to get her to throw this. Come on. Okay. Then we want to wait till we have our... We got to wait till we get around this one. Come on. There we go. Okay, so we're going to nullify these 3 Furies. And we're going to have a ton of damage here. So let's see how much damage we can do with our Furies. Got to be ready for a parry here. Oh, I should have parried from... Ooh, nice. She threw that right away. Cool. Okay, so now you can see the damage that we can do here, and it is strong. You see all that? Damn. We're just doing bleeds on bleeds on bleeds. Holy bejesus. I think if I throw this, I'm going to steal power. Yeah. Okay. You can see that I'm missing out with... without MD. That's pretty obvious. His evasion stuff's pretty weird. Okay, come on. Ooh, this should work out really well as long as she can throw this L1. There we go. So now I want to parry. That was a little shout out to Seaton on that one. If you want to play really aggressively after L3, if you can parry before you throw it, because then you can just go ham. You can just go right in. So that did about, oh, I guess she doesn't have the parry anymore. You can see that damage is great, though. I mean, it's not the best. What if I want to switch? So that switched me to Corinthian's Cunning. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool that you can just switch. Now we switched again. That's kind of neat. She's pretty. I mean, he's pretty fun, you know, with heavy buffs. But then, what if we leave here and we go to Winter Soldier, who doesn't have any buffs? So we're not going to be really nullifying anything. We're not going to be gaining any power. This is kind of where this is the thing. He's such a niche character, right? So if they have buffs, it's great, and the more buffs, the better. You need MD. I'm not running MD. MD, you could really do some cool things with this guy, but unfortunately, he requires you got to play so aggressively. And in the real world, in the real world of this game, in the reality of this game, like there's so much time spent baiting out specials that a lot of his stuff isn't very practical. Because, you know, in your ideal world, they're throwing L1s. That Medusa I just faced was throwing a ton of L1s, so it really worked out in my favor. But what if the AI decides to hold for like 30 seconds? You're just going to be cycling through these things without really any, you know, like, I don't know. Like, without that much control, you're kind of, you know, running and gunning, so to speak, as they say. So I should gain 15%. Wait, why didn't I gain power there? I should have gained power. Did I not have any Corinthians thing, whatever? Okay, so we want to throw this L2, or L3, excuse me. I should have parried first, but who cares? With Winter Soldier, that's the one thing you don't really have to worry about. So look at that damage. That damage is really good when you've got double Fury. You've got tons of bleeds going on here. You're building up to like 15 bleeds, which is crazy. So the cool thing about this one is you can rotate. Right after that, you can power steal, which is pretty cool. I like that. I want to see that armor break. I guess the nice thing without buffs is, well, I guess you just can't get to it, man. You gotta, like, sometimes it's hard if you want to only use your L2 with the Fury phase, and you can't. Okay. So we're at 78 hits here. That's actually not too bad. Also, again, not having to worry about the L3 allows you to be way more aggressive. I like that the bleeds still go. I wonder if that's a bug, because the Fury drops off. Okay, so then we can use this and power steal. I like that. I like that after your rotation of L3, you can just go right into that L2. And what is this? The weakness? Okay, I want to see what happens if you throw an L3. Wow, look at that. Did you see that? That weakness is really strong. Whoa! Dude, that weakness is crazy, actually. Wait, I get to do the armor break. Okay, here we go. I wanted to test that armor break. Come on. While the Fury's up. Decent. Man, that weakness was crazy. So this is power steal. Okay. So I should be gaining some power here. Okay. This is that weakness. I love the weakness, dude. It's super cool. I want to see if he gets a... Look at this. Doing no damage, dude. He's just critting for nothing. I want to see if he gets a bleed on me. No bleeds. Wow. Okay. That's pretty cool, actually. So I actually like using, I know you're supposed to use the L3, but I kind of like rotating the L2. It's more fun. The armor break is decent. So what if I want to switch? So I guess if you don't have any genetic potential, you don't want to use your L1. Because then you don't, because like you could keep rotating through your cycles theoretically. So like watch, if I wanted to switch, oh, I used them all up again, shit. Kind of an interesting character, I'll tell you that. Super fun that way. Okay guys, well, I think that's enough for now. I'll give you my take on him. And my take is this. Super fun character to play. I think the way they designed him made him, like, there's a lot of different kind of strategies you can employ. With that said, buff dependent. And my issue with really buff dependent champions is, like, there's no way for me to put buffs on him that I then nullify to kind of keep rotation going. So he's kind of, kind of gimped against champions that don't have any, that don't have any of those buffs to like feed his power and really let that damage go, because there's good damage potential on that L3 with that last phase of the Fury phase. He's missing some regen. If they'd employed a regen in one of those phases from the L2, or some light regen from the L1. I think the way they've done that with Venom and Omega Red with the little regens from the L1, I think is really great. It's nothing overpowered, but it's like a little bit of sustainability. Anyways, guys, well, I hope you guys liked this video. Probably a little long, but maybe you enjoyed it. Maybe you loved it. All right, guys. Well, hope you guys have a fantastic day. Check you guys later. Peace. God.
Hi guys, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button.